A wind instrument that is often forgotten about is the bagpipes. The most well-known and used bagpipe today is the Scottish Highland bagpipe. The bagpipe itself is a wind instrument whose basic parts consist of the air reservoir, which is the bag that is squeezed under one arm, a blowpipe through which the player supplies air for the reservoir, either from their mouth or a set of bellows held under the other arm, and one or more sounding pipes fitted with reeds that vibrate to produce the sound. Most wind instruments cannot sustain the sound while the performer takes a breath, but the bagpipe's air reservoir allows the player to keep the sound going continuously. Most sets of bagpipes are not capable of stopping the sound between pitches, so repeated pitches must be articulated in ways particular to the bagpipe. The sound produced by the bagpipe is the very iconic and well-known drone-sounding tone. Here is a diagram of the Scottish Highland bagpipes. As you can see, this instrument has very intricate interworkings. It has 3 drones: the bass drone, the inside tenor drone, and the outside tenor drone. These are all held together or connected, if you will, by the cords. There's also a mouthpiece, which is connected to the blowpipe, which the player puts their mouth on and blows into to fill up the bag, or the reservoir where the air is stored. Also, the chanter is used to change the pitches. The Scottish Highland bagpipe actually has 4 reeds: the chanter reed, which is a double reed, 2 tenor drone reeds, which are single reeds, and 1 bass drone reed, which is also a single reed. These are all found within the different parts of the bagpipe as indicated on the diagram that I have provided. A little history on the bagpipe. The first known mention of a bagpipe by name occurred during the reign of the Roman Emperor Nero in the 1st century CE. The emperor vowed that if the gods saved him from those plotting against him, he would have a music festival and perform on the utricularis. This Latin word refers to a bag of skin, and it may be the first reference to a real bagpipe, one filled with air and used to sound musical pipes. Although Rome, as I said, has been suggested as a possible source for the bagpipes, the pipes may have been invented in the Scottish Highlands. Whatever their origin, though, Scottish and Irish bagpipes assumed distinctive forms by the Middle Ages, definitely by the 12th or 13th centuries, when they were first used in official ceremonies and military affairs. There are several different types of characteristic bagpipe ornaments. The first one is called grace notes, or gracings, which are very short notes that adorn the otherwise continuous sound of the chanter. There's cutting, which is the insertion of a grace note to divide a sustained sound into 2 or more distinct parts. Without the grace note, a continuous pitch would sound. There's doubling, which describes a group of several grace notes, one of which has the same pitch as the note being ornamented. In other words, the main pitch is said to be doubled. A brill is one type of doubling. It's an ornament that doubles low A near the bottom of the chanter's range. And grips are several rapid grace notes in the lower part of the chanter's range that sound like the squawk of a breaking voice. I will now be giving examples of some bagpipe music. This first example is called Scotland the Brave, which is a march that is usually played at parades and other public occasions. Listen for the gracings that separate and embellish the pitches, and the other ornaments, which consist of several grace notes in rapid succession, and doubling, brill, and grips. The next example is called Queen of the Rushes, which is an Irish jig. It's a lively dance jig with 3 phrases, each of which are repeated. The style of ornamentation is somewhat lighter than what we heard on the Scottish pipes, the other song I played. The most common on this recording is the clip, which is a quick pitch heard before the main note, just like the grace notes in the Scottish example. The last example is called Lament for Mary MacLeod, and it's a Scottish pibroch. The tempo is very slow, and these were historically performed on occasions of commemoration or mourning. They were usually performed by virtuoso pipers at piping competitions in the late 20th century. You can hear doubling in this tune, and also the sustained low drone, which sounds continuously under the melody the entire time. A wide range of meanings is attached to the Scottish and Irish pipes. Some are closely connected to the characteristics of musical sound, such as a lively march or the sad music of a pibroch to signal lament or mourning. Many new layers of meaning have been added over the course of time, inspired by the piper's presence in a range of settings. It is easy for listeners to differentiate the significance of the vigorous marches played in a St. Patrick's Day parade from the same piece played at a slower pace for a funeral. The pipes in their music have proven flexible, and they can be used to perform traditional jigs for entertainment at a party or a parade, or to play the same selections at a concert stage. The pipes have also continued to occupy an important role in their players' lives, providing entertainment at unexpected moments in surprising places.